Previously on Monk.
Cheer up, Storm. I got you this in honor of 4 years on YouTube.
Oh. I guess the cupcake wasn't a lie.
That's not necessary. I also got you this.
I think we're about to have some fun times with the Lancer. You know what's really unnecessary? Putting cabbage in a cupcake. I guess Future Storm told Sarah about that before he left. Fun Times with the Lancer 3, Something Cliffy B This Way Comes, solidifies the franchise as an epic trilogy. Now keep in mind the enemies are not aliens, they came from the ground, and they're just a little more motivated to live on Sarah. Guess my luck with manuals has run out. This one doesn't even need a stapler. It's basically just a flyer. Oh, at least I got stickers. Honestly, I don't remember much about the first two. I mean, I played them when the time came and then I put them away. And in the interest of time, I didn't want to play through them again. You can thank me later. But there should be some title screen inactivity demo that should explain things for us. Any moment now.
Right, E-Day. And we sunk Japlinko, Giacchino, Jacinto, that's it. Another note, I'm making a rule right now that I won't use any of my recorded footage from the two older games. You see, that stuff was captured with the Pinnacle Studio movie box, and I've since then upgraded to the Hot Pocket HD PVR. I hate mixing HD with SD. That's standard definition, not my initials. So there you go. Nothing but fun times with the Lancer 3, going green with bio-emotion here. Fun times with the Lancer 3, holy shit, Dom has a beard, begins 2 years after the sinking of Rio de Jacinto, and Marcus is California dreaming about how he got his time out. I'm glad that was finally explained. At this point, remnants of the cogs are living on tankers and in general, just bored. That's when some people come back from the dead and stir up your enemies. Bong bing. You are now entering the pun section. The Glowies begin jumping ship in every fashion possible because this is Fun Times with the Lancer 3, their lamb bent on destruction. Bing bong. After exploding everything on the end of your chainsaw, Marcus Phoenix and company find out that Adam Phoenix, El Padre, is still alive in a video message that can be summarized as, "Help me, Dom and Marcus, you're my only hope." I could not stop smiling all throughout Chapter 1 of Fun Times with the Lancer 3, Marcus Plays Fireman. An action-jammed intro that brought back all the fond memories. Clunky running, stop and pop, strategic reloading, and holding down the B button until a cutscene interrupts the dissections. And once that story arc has expired, we go back in time 1 hour to see the invasion from another angle. At this point, I was crossing my fingers and whispering the prayer, "Please bring on the Coal Train, please bring on the Coal Train." There he is! Woo! Cole shares first place with Travis Touchdown as the coolest video game character in recent history. He's arrogant, but he can back up everything that he brags about, which makes him the nicest guy you'll ever meet. I want to go through basic training with him. The entire objective of Fun Times with the Lancer 3, Thrashball 2011, is to make it to the secret island where Adam Phoenix is being held captive, and that's stretched across 5 chapters. Yep, we're about to encounter some sidetracking. Longtime viewers know how much I hate that. Come to think of it, the BioShizzle video is where I complained the most about it, and that's where I lost most of my longtime viewers. Anyway, one chapter in Fun Times with the Lancer 3, Dom Just Doesn't Care, is almost entirely dedicated to the squad driving into the middle of nowhere, messing around with some pumps, and then running for their lives without any fuel, and just showing up somewhere else. Plus, the chapter ends with the Gary Jules cover instrumental of Mad World. Man, that song just needs to cry itself out of existence. As lame as the sidetracking is, though, Fun Times with the Lancer has always been about the journey. Delta Squad will fix any problem you have with bullets, blades, and bots, even if they have to hoof it all the way to your doorstep. And you know, for a game that forces you to repeat the same action hundreds of times, the gameplay never really gets old. A good portion of the fun in Fun Times with the Lancer 3 Grand Theft Submarine comes from watching the enemies grow into more heinous monsters and then taking them down with your ego. The developers even included zombies for those dull enough to still find them interesting. Okami has shown me that the only way that this game could be more satisfying is if flowers exploded out of the locust. And I say to that, why not? I became aware of a shift in game story writing amidst the sound of chainsaw bayonets. You know in Star Wars The Force Unleashed? Sorry, all that footage is in standard definition. Let's try to work around this. You know, in Star Wars The Force Unleashed, you have this bimbo pilot, and just because Raul Hernandez thinks he's going to die, he declares his love for her? I'm talking about video games squeezing in unneeded love stories. Well, I'm not seeing that as much nowadays. Instead, the chicks are part of the action, and no one's trying to tear off their blouses because they're helping in the fight. It prevents the game from turning into a sausage party without bringing the story to a complete halt. I first saw this in Bulletstorm, then Crisis 2, and now in Fun Times with the Lancer 3, Stop Staring at My Chest Plate. My favorite addition to the franchise was the achievement of special executing injured grunts with every weapon. So while I never stopped using the Lancer, I could keep another gun in the inventory for those special occasions. But the problem with this setup becomes obvious very fast. Because I have 3 other CPU teammates at all times, they usually step in and steal my skilled execution. That sounds epically familiar. And while I'm dipping into that complaint list, I gotta talk about the credits. How shall I put this? I don't, care about your family. They didn't make the game, so I feel no need to give them credit. All of the complaints I held about running in Fun Times of the past, I will now officially renounce. Okay, I get it. Running is not meant to be a ballet. You don't have the best footwork when you're avoiding hot slugs. I only said that stuff because I wasn't of sound mind. I was jealous that I didn't have a 360 and I was the only one that I knew personally that was playing Medal of Honor Heroes 2. Please, forgive me. Fun Times with the Lancer 3 over 9,000 is the best in the franchise. The first was a little too drab and the second was a little too rail shooty. Number 3 really hits the mark, and it actually ends. No need for mindless continuations, we have a real conclusion. Did anybody else notice this 3D feature? Did anyone actually get to use it? This technology has always interested me, so let's try this out together. Fun Times with the Lancer 3D.
Wow, this really is the wave of the future.